Hello. Hey. Hi, my friends. I'm Kat Miller. And in this session, I'm really excited to share with you 5 content types that attract consistent leads. So welcome if you're watching this live, welcome if you're watching the replay. This is for you if you want to get more clients from your content. Most coaches know that one of the best ways to get clients is through content. It's one of the most effective ways to attract qualified leads into your business. But a lot of people are really struggling to put out content that leads to any type of tangible result, like someone reaching out to you, someone booking in your calendar, someone private messaging you or emailing you back in response to your call to action. So maybe for you, it feels like you are doing a lot of work or you are putting out content already, but you're second guessing what you're doing and it's just not working. And the most frustrating part is that you don't know why it's not working and you don't know how to address that issue if your content isn't getting you that response and that engagement that you're hoping for. And a lot of times this happens because we're posting very similar types of content or using this same approach, the same strategy, and putting out the same, like saying the same things in just slightly different ways. And the challenge with that is that if it's not working, there's usually a reason. It's usually because we're not creating enough diversity in the types of posts we're creating. We're not saying things in a way that's very attractive and appealing and compelling to the right people. And also because we're missing some essential elements that are actually crucial to the success of our content strategy. So there's a range of content types that I recommend in order to motivate people to take action. And most coaches don't realize this, and it's really hurting their business. For someone to take action on your content, they need to trust you. They need to feel a connection with you, and they need to trust that you are actually someone who could solve a problem for them, their problem that you are solving. And when we strategically include a variety of types of content and different types of elements in our content, we can generate leads consistently every week. So an effective content strategy, it has some essential ingredients, and if you miss them, then you often don't produce any content that actually leads to any type of significant result. So over the last 10 plus years coaching, or creating content for my coaching business, I've discovered that there are really 5 main types of content that are really powerful. And these are the types that myself and my clients use, and we rely on these to consistently get clients. So this is really going to help you get more clients from your content and get leads flowing in consistently. And things can change really fast in your business when you get this in place. So if you're here with us live, could you just drop a hashtag live into the comments? I always love to know who's here, and I love to hear your thoughts. I love to hear what's resonating with you. If you're watching this on the replay, could you pop a hashtag replay into the comments right now? And please pop in what's standing out to you and how you're finding this. And if you have any questions, pop them in the comments. I will jump on after I jump off the video and answer any questions you have, but always love to hear your thoughts. So this is for you if you want a really simple and effective way to create content that actually gets people responding without having to spend hours and hours every single day. This actually has an impact on your business without you having to spend a long time. Pop a Y for yes in the comments if you know that you have some valuable knowledge, wisdom, information that could actually help people. Just drop a Y for yes if that's you. And you want people to actually be reaching out and inquiring to work with you. Pop a Y if that's you. You've got some great stuff to share and you want to get it out into the world in a bigger way. So I'm going to share with you 5 types of content that can attract consistent leads. And if you want to know more about how to use your content to get more clients, I'm sharing how to structure your posts and how to actually develop your client attraction skills in a free upcoming workshop that I'm running. So the workshop covers the strategy, but also the structure and the skills of using your content to get clients. So if you want to know more about that, just drop the word workshop into the comments or DM me the word workshop and I'll get that to you. If this is a subject you're interested in, you're going to want to check out the free workshop. There's 2 different dates and I will send you all the details. So let's dig in and find out these 5 content types. So the 5 types that I use, each type has a different purpose and I'll run you through each one. So the first type we use is what I call engage. And engage is all about actually expecting a response from our audience. This is perfect to use if you have a Facebook group. And the key purpose of this type of content is to build community. And so you might, if you've got a community online, you might get them to discuss something and get people's opinions. You might get them to recommend something like their favorite book or podcast or quote or something like that. You might ask a question and get people to write their answers or their thoughts and comments. You might do some type of shout out. So this is really about getting engagement. That's why we call it engage. And this is where you really want to build community. You want to build a group of people that are following you, that are really interested in what you're teaching and they enjoy what you're teaching and they want to be part of your world. So that's number 1. It's great if you have a Facebook group. And I do recommend that if you're a coach, that you do have a Facebook group and you're building that and you're putting your content into your group, because then you know that it's the audience for you. You're not feeling like you're bothering people in your private profile on Facebook. Excuse me. I know a lot of people tell me that they don't want to be putting stuff on their personal. And if they put it in their business page, that no one sees it, because Facebook doesn't show it unless we are paying for ads. So it's such a very small percentage of people that see it on a business page. So that's number 1, engage. Great if you've got a community. Number 2 is educate. In educate, this is where we teach and coach. So the purpose of educate content is to elevate your expertise. If you're taking notes, write that down. Educate content is to teach and coach and to elevate your expertise. So you can do this through sharing your experience, through sharing common mistakes that you see. If you've been doing what you're doing for a while, over the years or however long you've been doing it, you would see some patterns, right? You see people doing things that are costing them, that are hurting them. So people love avoiding mistakes. So you might share some common mistakes. You might share some of the FAQs that you get, the questions that you get a lot from your clients. You can turn that into content. A lot of the content that I create comes from coaching conversations. I'm constantly having conversations with coaches and they reveal to me the mistakes they're making, the problems that they're facing, their limiting beliefs, their lack of skills in certain areas. And so I turn that into content. You can educate by shifting people's beliefs. And this is one of the main things that I do in my content is I shift people's perspective, because people don't change unless they have a change in their mindset first, in their thinking. So it always starts with what we're thinking. So if we want to affect behavior, it always starts in our mind. It starts in our thoughts. And then that leads to our emotions, which leads to our actions. So one of my primary goals in most of my educate content is to shift a belief and to really dive deep in that belief, not try to shift lots of beliefs, but dive deep into that so that people really have that aha moment. Oh, I thought it was that, but it's actually that. And that takes a little bit of crafting, but that if you take the time to do that crafting, your content will be really powerful and potent, and people will want to consume it more because they're actually seeing the world differently by consuming your content. It's not like, oh, I already know that, right? So it's a really, really powerful way to create content. I've got a whole video on that in the guide section of my Facebook group. It's called How to Create Belief Shifting Content that you can check out. Number 3, enlighten. Enlighten content is, the purpose of enlighten content is to build trust. And one way that we build trust is not just talking about what we do, but it's actually showing and demonstrating. So it's not just saying, hey, this is what I can help you with. It's actually showing that. So this is where we can use different, there's a whole different lot of ways that we can show and demonstrate. For example, we might do behind the scenes. So we might go into the back end of our business and take a video of something that we're working on, or it might be that we really showcase a case study of a client that we've worked with, or we spotlight a member of our community or a colleague or a friend, or typically we want to showcase clients, or we celebrate clients, a win for you, a win for your client. And this is really showing, you're not teaching them anything, you are enlightening them. You're basically informing them about something, but you're doing it in a way that's showing and demonstrating. Number 4, I call edutain. So it's a combination of educate and entertain. So it's more entertaining than just listing out some or sharing some kind of how-to content. It's more bringing it to life. So the purpose of edutain content is to create authority positioning. So you can really showcase your authority, your expertise, your positioning, but also build rapport. So you're building that connection, and that you're showing maybe more of a fun side, or showing a bit more of your personality. And this type of content, it could be, for example, like typically this kind of content is where you share stories and you share a little bit more into the depths of your mind. Like I was being interviewed on a podcast recently, and she said, oh, there's so many things I didn't know about you, because she was asking these questions and she was drawing all these different stories out that I typically wouldn't in an everyday kind of content be sharing these things. So that is an example of edutaining people, where I was talking about my opinions on things. I was sharing some of my struggles, some of my vulnerabilities, like how far I've come. So it's really, it's lifestyle, it's opinion. You might go on a little bit of a rant. People love hearing what side of the fence you sit on, or the way you view things, the way you think about things, your unique perspective on things. That sits in that edutainment section. And then number 5 is what we call exchange. And the exchange is where we invite action. So if you think about how many times you give value versus how many times you actually ask. So you give, and then ask. So with these 5 content types, typically, well, the first 4 are typically give, and then number 5 is an ask. But the ask could also be an invitation to something free or something cool. Like you could the ask could be inviting them to a workshop, or inviting them into your Facebook group, or inviting them into a strategy session with you. Or it could be a direct invitation into your offer. So a direct invitation into your offer, I have a whole map for this that I go through it in the workshop, but basically there's 20 different posts that we use before we actually go into the offer, a direct offer on social media. So it's basically 1 in 20 is the format that myself and my clients use. There's no rules or right or wrong. It's just the way that we do it. And it works really well, because you are really warming people up. You are building rapport, trust, connection, giving a whole heap of value before you make a direct invitation offer into your program. People are often giving so much value, but they never even invite people to work with them publicly or make an offer. And then there are people who are just promoting their program constantly, but not giving enough value. So there's that balance to achieve where you're giving valuable content, but you're also making an offer. The scales do need to be balanced. And when you're giving so much value, but you never invite people to work with you, you could end up broke. You can stay out of business, because making offers is about making money, but also helping people to get a transformation. And if you never show people how you're going to do that, you're just constantly putting out content, then you'll never have that opportunity to get people to make a decision. So having a content journey that leads your audience from one step say a social media post to the next step, to the next, maybe giving their email address in exchange for something. Having that journey set up is strategic, and that's part of an effective content strategy. Most people just have kind of random posts and blog posts and videos that exist all in a separate function, like a disconnected function, instead of being part of an active funnel. And when people connect with you and they like what you're doing, we want to lead those people along a journey. We want to nurture them. We want to provide more relevant content to those people, because otherwise there's no incentive to do anything after they've consumed your content. There's nowhere for them to go. And so people fall through the cracks and people get lost, and they're just like, oh, I read this cool thing, but I don't really know what to do now. So we want to make sure that we are leading people through a journey, and we want to think of our content pieces as part of an overarching strategy, not just individual pieces. I hope that is helpful. I'm just going to recap. So the 5 different types of content that myself and my clients use: engage, educate, enlighten, edutain, and exchange. Those are the 5 I recommend. They all have a different job. And when we get these working all together beautifully, then you can keep rotating them and doing different ways of saying different things, and different angles, different hooks, all different ways of saying things. I've just really scratched the surface. There's so much more when it comes to creating a piece of content. But I do want to end by saying, when you know how to create compelling content, your marketing becomes so much easier. It becomes more enjoyable. You show up with more confidence. You attract more leads. People reach out to you. People connect with you more. People respond to what you're doing. In this session, I've talked about the different types of content. A lot of you also need to know what to actually say in your content, how to say it. A lot of coaches are really good at coaching, but not so good at crafting their language and the structure of their content in order to influence people. So what I teach is called brain-based content. It's based on human psychology and influence. And this is what I'm teaching in my upcoming one-day workshop as well. It's called How to Get Coaching Clients with Compelling Content. And I'm diving deep into the strategy, the structure of how to actually craft it, and also how to build those copywriting skills that are going to attract the right audience to you, and how to lead them from strangers to followers, to leads, to clients, to raving fans. I only run this workshop once a year. And if you want more high quality clients, this is for you. It basically takes the best of what I've learned over the last 19 years in client attraction, and it's condensed it into a really simple formula that you can follow step by step, and anyone can follow this. I'm sharing my 7-step content structure. I'm sharing how to create a signature content map, which is a 4-week content builder process. I'm talking about the exact words and phrases to steer clear of, because they can really put people off and repel people. I'm sharing 3 timeless brain-based content principles that are based on psychology that doesn't change. Like fads, trends, they come and go, but we want to know how to instantly get attention by speaking to 3 different parts of the brain so that the right people are attracted to you. How to use elegant influence to turn your content into clients. When you know the skill, it can make you money for the rest of your life. It can rapidly speed up that process of turning someone from stranger to clients by 5 to 10 times or more. And it works even if you feel like you're not good at creating content right now. Just imagine knowing how to transform your content to be truly irresistible, to be mind-blowing to your audience, and to get them to actually reach out and want to work with you. This really can be your golden ticket to being booked out with amazing clients. So if you would like a seat at this workshop, it's an intimate workshop because you get personalized feedback. So there are only 30 spaces available. So if you want to find out more and be in the first 30, pop the word workshop into the comments right now, and I will message you with all of the details. Or you can just send me a DM that says workshop, and I will get you all the details. I hope that's been really helpful, my friends. It was so nice to spend this time with you. Love to know in the comments what stood out to you. Which one of these content types do you want to do more of? Pop it in the chat box. Which type do you want to do more of, or which is your favorite? I'd love to know. Please do comment. I always really love hearing your thoughts. And until I see you again, I'll leave you with the words: keep showing up, keep sharing, and keep shining, because the world needs your words. Your words matter. Big love, my friends. Talk to you soon. Bye.